What up, man?
I'm good, man. How you been?
Chilling, man. I'm your boy Tattoo Money. I'm here with my man Reg Thomas.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Reg Thomas. Let me ask you something.
Go.
Have you been cheers first off before we begin?
Hell yeah.
Have you what cities do you like traveling to so far?
My favorites, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee was dope.
Really?
Yeah. Chicago was cool.
I like Chicago.
The areas of Chicago.
Where were you in Chicago?
Not the hood.
I had the same situation that
Not
happened to me. All right, so look, this is what I didn't realize. Chicago was one of the more like segregated cities in all of America.
Yeah.
And so when I first got to Chicago, I was doing shows. I was doing the Laugh Factory last summer.
Oh, dope.
And the second night, I took a Chinatown bus from New York to Chicago, 13
Jesus.
hours. I get to Chinatown in Chicago, and the comedian I'm supposed to be staying with, he's staying on the south side. And he goes, "We have no electricity,
What?
but you're still welcome to stay here." I start making some phone calls. I call my boy. He makes some arrangements on me, like maybe an hour within, and he gets me to stay on the north side with an Uber driver who also does comedy. Man, it's
the Uber driver does comedy.
right. It is so Chicago is so segregated, but I didn't even realize it. It wasn't until like the third day that I'm in Chicago. I was like, man, where are the niggas? Like,
That's the part of Chicago I was in.
the only time I saw black people were when they took my order or if they were homeless, and I was like,
Horrible.
and I'm just over here being a ham. I'm like, hey man, take a picture of me. I'm in Chicago. The Bean, man. I'm at the Bean, and like all the black people just looking at me like,
Did you go to Boys Town?
yeah, oh yeah, because Boys Town is right around the block from
The
the
stadium.
Laugh Factory.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and Wrigley Stadium. Oh, is that the stadium? Not Wrigley. Is it Wrigley?
Wrigley Field and Boys Town are like in the same neighborhood. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Boys Town.
Boys Town.
The boys are really in town.
Boys Town puts the village to shame.
Yeah, we went to a club in there, and I was just like, yo, I didn't know gay clubs were this lit. Secondly, I didn't know how unattractive I was. Just in a gay club for like 30 minutes, just like, so ain't no one gonna
buy me a drink? You make me spit out my matcha.
But outside of that, Chicago was fun. It's a pretty town.
Yeah. Well, again, the part that I went to. I drove through the other part, and I was like, yo, thank God.
Did you try their pizza? I didn't try that shit.
Yeah, I did. The deep dish?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I liked it. There's not a pizza that I don't like also, though.
Okay.
But, nah, I liked it. We had to eat it with like a knife and fork, though.
Yeah, it was like, it's too much.
It's heavy.
Coming from New York, trying to Chicago pizza, I was like,
What's your favorite New York pizza?
DeFara's on Avenue J and East 15th in Midwood, Brooklyn.
Ah, nigga, that's the fancy pizza.
Well, that's the best pizza in Brooklyn, all right? And then after that, if I'm in Manhattan, usually after a late night of comedy, if I'm like in the East Village, I go down to Percy's on Bleecker and McDougal.
Dude.
That's the best dollar pizza slice you'll ever have.
Dollar pizza, okay.
It's great cheesy. It's great cheesy bite. A good amount of sauce and it's good amount of sauce and it's crunchy. But then I realized that people don't like crunchy pizzas.
Like my girl loves like a crunchy pizza.
You like a soft, like chewy?
Nah, if it's a thin one, I want it crunchy. My favorite though is Prince Street pizza. You never had Prince Street with the pepperonis?
No.
Dude,
where?
there's a line outside that shit every time.
Where's it near?
It's on Prince Street, but it's like going down towards like the Lower East Side. Like you stay on Prince Street, like, you going down like past Supreme and all that, like going towards Bowery.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a line outside. Their pepperoni slice is the best pizza.
I know the strip that you're talking about, but I've just probably ignored it.
Dude,
it's right by the Double RL store, the Ralph Lauren store.
It's further. No, it's going the other way, going all the way the other way.
Okay.
You talking about like the Apple store or whatnot?
Yeah, in the other direction.
In the opposite direction.
Okay.
Yeah, but that shit is good, man. That's like my favorite. But I brought you here. The preface, I shot this video the other day, and I was talking about my new single, and I realized, like, while I'm shooting it, like, if I replayed the video, you can see the point where I stopped, and I thought to myself, this shit would be way better if Reg was here. Like, deadass. Like, I'm talking, and then I go, and I wanted to talk about...
That's usually how I get brought up in conversation. This would be better if Reg was here right now.
You know what? I feel like it would be maybe smoother if he was here.
You're right.
And so I got this new song I'm putting out. It's called City Job. And I'm putting it out I'm putting it out on the last day of New York City public school. So next week, on the 26th. Because I feel like niggas need a new graduation theme song. Like back in the day.
And City Job?
Yo, back in the day, all we had was that Vitamin C song, the graduation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's going for the graduation.
That song went strong for about 20 years, man.
Exactly. And I'm here to fuck it up.
Okay.
So the concept of the song is that, like, my last, like, day job, like you, and you know, because we went to the same school together, we graduated together. Brooklyn College.
Bulldogs.
Look what you did. Was that our animal?
Yeah.
Really?
We were Bridges, we were the Brooklyn College Bridges.
Yeah.
And then, like, years after we graduated, they turned into Bulldogs. I was
That's
like
a basic ass.
I was like, no one is scared of a bridge.
That's like, but it was on brand. Like nobody, like the Bulldog is like the template ass freaking animal, man.
At least it was an animal. At least it was a mascot I could get behind.
Yo, if they were like, if it was a mascot of the
all
bridge.
the Brooklyn College games was just a nigga in a bridge suit, just like walking through.
No toes, bitch.
Right.
So, and you could definitely relate to this too. So, pursuing something in entertainment, and you're a comedian, I'm a musician. Pursuing something in entertainment, people look at you like you're crazy, off rip, enough.
Okay.
But when you tell people that you also have a degree, they look at you like you're crazy. Like I've had literally family members say to me, "You wasted your degree," because I did not get a regular job. And so the concept,
I don't know if I wasted my degree as much as I feel like I wasted my time getting my degree. I was like, if I was gonna tell dick jokes for a living, I should have just started from 17.
Well, yeah, dude, but nah, but college was fun. Remember we had that philosophy of sports class, and I just
that was great.
Up the Undertaker.
Yeah, that was your point of reference the entire semester. All right, I feel what you're saying, but when the Undertaker,
yeah, that's what I kept saying,
defeats his brother, what's really happening in the world?
Because I don't watch any sports, and I didn't know what niggas was talking about. We took that in summer school. We were trying to graduate.
Yeah, I was trying to get the hell up out of college.
You took another philosophy class with me, I think. Or did we just? I think we took the morals one with that lady.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one was cool. Yeah.
That was like the sports one was kind of cool, but the lady one was real fun.
Yeah.
And then I had I took a lot of philosophy classes.
Yeah, to get out, man.
Because philosophy, as long as you say whatever, as long as you answer the question with conviction, they're like, I see what you're saying.
That was the thing about it. I tell people, yo, there was no right or wrong answers. It was
just
literally
believe in yourself.
Yeah, it was literally just I feel my shit. But yeah, so we both graduated from there with degrees, and so I was working at this job, and people would come and they just assumed the pay was shit. So they'd be like, well, what you doing here? You seem smart. You got a degree? And I'm like, yeah, I got a degree. And once I said I got a degree, oh man, the Coast Guard test is coming up. The Border Patrol test is coming up. This test is coming up. And there was this one dude who would come every week, and he'd be like, yo, take down this website, go here, take this test. The so-and-so tests are coming up. And it's like, when you finish working on this bomb-ass EP, it's like you can't tell a nigga, I appreciate what you're saying, but this EP that I'm working on is so fire that I feel like I'm not gonna need your city job. And that's where the concept of this song came from. Cause I'm also I feel like city jobs are dream killers in the hood.
I don't know if city jobs are dream killers in the hood, but they're definitely joy killers in the hood.
Say that.
Cause man, I'm just tired of this the millionth time that it's happened to me. But you go to the booth, you having a problem with your Metro card, hey, look, I swiped my card and it's saying just use, but I have money, it's just giving me a problem with the machine. And this is some West Indian lady who this is her 15th year in the country. She still hasn't gotten the dream home she wanted, and she's just mad.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, no, you're trying to trick me. You got to pay. And you're like, yo, shorty, all this negativity, I didn't tell you that this was the job for you. That's how I feel about everybody who works at the MTA. I didn't tell you to take this job.
Especially the MTA. And it's crazy you say that because that's my point, is that I feel like everybody that has a city, I'm not knocking city jobs.
No.
There's security, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like everybody that has a city job, I want the person sitting in that booth, I want that to be their dream job.
And it's no one's job.
No.
It's no one's dream job.
Nobody. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so it's like those jobs people get out of straight security. They get because they knock somebody out and they need a job.
You're gonna be miserable.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'd much rather toil, chase my dream. You know what I'm saying? Have to be broke sometimes, have to live it up sometimes. Like you said, have to travel, sleep on the floor sometimes somewhere. I'd rather spend my life doing that shit than having the security of a job
that I don't even want.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way.
And it's funny that you say transit because like a lot of people in my family like work for transit. And so like when I graduated high school, niggas didn't even say, what college do you go to? It was literally, so you going to the service or you going to transit?
Yeah. Like there's a side of my family, like 3 of my cousins, oldest to youngest, police officer, corrections officer, firefighter.
Yeah.
That's it.
Straight
Just
up.
city jobs.
And so when you roll through,
I rolled through broke, but with jokes and joy. They like, but you ain't got no BMW. I'm like, yeah, but you're a bad person. Like, like
angry person.
Like we get drunk together. And you tell me that you falsely arrest people. Like you're not a happy person.
No, that's horrible, dude.
And so like, that's a thing that people. I feel like that's a thing that like in a certain point in your life. Like people like me and you always have to make that decision. Like, are you gonna go for security or are you gonna go for what you want to do?
Exactly.
A lot of people go for security. I never knock or look down on anyone who goes for security. But on the same strength, whatever struggles might come my way for choosing my dreams, I'll deal with that. And with me keeping that to myself, if I have a problem, I'll keep it to myself.
Yeah.
You should never be in my face talking about you should. Like, I don't want that job. I don't want your terrible ass job that you're not even happy with. Like,
don't tell us about no more tests is the point. It's
I don't want no more tests. I'm not taking any more tests.
And that's the thing is like with this shit that we do, we trying to do shit immediate. Like, you know what I mean? I text you on Friday and it's Monday and here you are.
Yeah.
These niggas tell you to take this test and then you on the list.
Yeah, 2 years.
For 2 years. And it's like, yo, while I'm waiting for that, I could have died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like, but this is the thing. My cousin who's a cop always wanted to be a cop.
See, I respect that.
And so like I've always called him the first successful friend I've ever had because he had a dream and became it.
Yeah.
The other 2 that followed in his steps, them niggas they just weren't good enough at what they wanted to do.
And that's what and see, I feel like that's what it is. Damn, we're gonna get shit for this. I feel like that's what it is with a lot of those jobs. A lot of those people who take those jobs are people who like didn't have some other shit and they just see this. And you're right, like you said, they'll be driving BMWs, they'll have these nice cars, but it's like, are you happy getting up and going where you're going every day? Are you know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel fulfilled?
Right.
You know, so it's like, I know people who like have talents and then they get scared when the going gets rough or when you miss a check or something here and that opportunity comes. And again, I understand wanting the security of it because this shit ain't for the weak at heart. You know what I'm saying? Pursuing this art.
It's definitely not for the non-disciplined either.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like they get those jobs and it's like that allure of security just like makes them put whatever they're doing aside.
But those people are important too because like if you think about how the big picture works, those people who go get a city job, they'll provide the foundation necessary for another artist to grow up.
My pops worked for transit, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And hell yeah, that money held our house down, you know what I'm saying? He helped me out plenty. There was plenty
and
of
so
times,
like
you know
it's never a situation where I'm looking down on them. It's more it's just like it's just more honestly it just because I can't look on another man and tell him that he did wrong with his life, but it just makes me appreciate my position more, and it makes me not look down on him because I know that he's laying the groundwork for other people to be able to do their thing and flourish.
Well, how about this? Let me ask you this. I was thinking about this the other day. You know, like with all these with other cultures and like with your family, because it's like I saw when you said I want to do this comedy thing. And I've never met somebody when they weren't doing something, found something, and just like psh, with it.
Yeah.
And you did that shit. Like we was in Brooklyn College. I remember you were just like, yo, I'm thinking about doing comedy, and then friggin' like 3 years later, you're doing like more. You're doing more shows than I'm doing with my music. And I'm like, yo, it's like it was just dope to see somebody find something, to find their thing, and click and do it. And that's my thing. I feel like everybody has a thing. And my thing with these city jobs is that I want everybody working a city job to be. I want that nigga that's the garbage man to be like, I'm so
the
happy.
happiest garbage man
just
ever.
toss of that shit ever. And I just feel like any dream that somebody has, all you have to do is decide to be it and learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? That you did.
That's true, but it's also because I just knew I was. You gotta be really in tune with yourself, and you gotta know what you're willing to put up with and what you're willing to deal with. Like I knew, I've been working since I was 10. I've been writing since I was younger than that, but I've had little jobs everywhere, and I just just my experiences with that concept of having a boss, and I just never it just never was something that worked out for me, and I was just like, yeah, I gotta go ahead and figure this out.
Yeah.
I just knew that my mindset of who I am and just the way my thoughts work, the best paying job would have still ended up being a hassle to me.
Yeah.
So I just had to go figure it out, and then once you're willing enough to get mentors and just have people teach you and then I had friends like you, I had musician friends who were being successful and I would watch you just constantly just work on your guitar and just work on your craft. So I was just if I just stay on some shit, I'll figure it out. But it was just more about, man, if I'd have had to really do the 9 to 5 and just be had a job that I didn't want, man, I had visions of me killing myself. And I was and I'm not a suicidal person. I just knew that that would have just been the end of my willingness to be dope and just enjoy life and and I'm not one of them dudes who got a girl pregnant early and I had to figure it out. And I was I know my personality, I know who I am, and I knew that it was gonna take some time for me to figure it out. Yeah. And I just also knew that whatever it is, I need to be able to do it the way I want to do it, and I can't. Yeah, I just couldn't do it, man. I look at dudes who get a girl pregnant early, and I just be feeling for them. I'm like,
it's over for you, brother.
It's over because.
And see, my thing is that I don't even believe that it's over for them.
I just don't believe that they have it in them to figure it out.
Yeah.
You can have a kid, you can have all these circumstances and still figure it out. I would just
How many
be around.
kids Young Thug had before he made it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He still made it.
But Young Thug is Young Thug. I just knew that a lot of the niggas who were around me, who I saw, I was you don't got it in you to deal with this and still make it to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and it's not made for everybody, man. I mean, I'm glad that we are people that it is made for, but definitely not made for everybody. Let me ask you this though, cause I have this theory. They say, I feel like in most cultures, going into a job in entertainment or some shit like that is frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Indian parents, they want their kids to be doctors, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. But I feel like in the hood, 2 Chainz has an album coming out called Rap or Go to the League. And I feel like in the hood, for me, my parents were more supportive than I think a white kid's parents would be, because I feel like parents in the hood or people in the hood legitimately believe that the only way for us to get out is on some entertainment shit. And some parents feel yo, if my kid is good at some shit, he could get us all out. Now, so I never felt fully discouraged by me pursuing this music from my parents, because I feel like that was their mindset too. When you told...
I'm Haitian, my parents...
That's why when you told your parents, I want to go, especially later, in probably mid-20s, early 20s.
Right, it definitely was not the same way, no. First off, Haitian parents are very unique because Haitian parents are the only people who will try to shit on your dreams, but still call you by your pet name. So at home they call me Gigi. They be like, Gigi, you're not funny. Now your life is a joke.
So they wasn't with it.
No, they was not with it. My mom was like, comedian. And then on top of that, I was a shy kid so my parents was like, you don't even talk, my parents just didn't see it coming. And so when I headlined Caroline's Comedy Club, that was the first time my parents had ever been to a show of mine.
Caroline.
And then my pop saw me and he was he put me to the side, he was like, I was nervous about you, but you know what you're doing.
That's dope though.
Keep going. And then I was all right, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It took 2 years of side eyes, just this nigga here.
I still don't try to let my parents come.
My mom was like this. My mom was like,
man, gonna make me spit out my drink. Jesus Christ.
Cause man, my parents are Haitian. Like it's like doctor, lawyer, engineer. I was like, now I want to tell jokes. They were like, did you not hear doctor, lawyer, or engineer?
Like that's the only joke. Telling jokes on the operating table.
Yeah. Right. And then I just remember at one point, it's so funny. It was like, Arch, my parents were very against it. Then they went to. Then it was kind of like, well, I've never seen you stay consistent at something, but they were still against it.
Yeah.
To like, they saw me perform. They were like, okay, this guy's actually good. To them trying to give me jokes, they was like, this is what's gonna get you there.
Oh Lord.
So now my father be like, that was a cute joke, but this is the one that's gonna get you. That's what my father is. My father like, this is one that's gonna get you to the top. I don't know where my father gets these jokes from. They all sound like old man jokes that have been passed down. And he'll be like, you tell that one, and he'll be on TV. I'll be like, I'm not going to tell that one.
What's one of the, like, was there ever one that you was like, damn it, that's kind of good, I could kind of work that?
Yeah, but like, it was a joke that was funnier in Creole than it was in English. But it was a joke that went like, it was a guy, he was missing an arm, and he was very depressed about losing his one arm, so he was ready to kill himself, so he's ready to jump off it's very a dark joke. It's a very dark joke. So he's depressed about like having only one arm, so he's like on the roof of his building, he's ready to jump off the building and kill himself. Right before he jumps off the building, he sees a guy dancing in the street, but this guy's is missing two arms. And he's like, man, I'm ready to kill myself. I'm missing one arm. This guy's missing two arms, and he's dancing. I gotta go talk to him and see where he find all this joy. He goes down to the street. He meets the guy dancing. The guy's dancing like this. And he's like, yo, man, I'm missing one arm and I'm ready to kill myself. You're missing two arms and you're dancing with joy. Like, what? Like, how'd you get so happy? And the guy's like, dancing with joy? I'm not dancing. My asshole itches.
Yo, no, I give his pops points. You gotta use that.
I was like, man, Dad, I'm not telling that dirty old man joke. So like, I used to curse first off, like I'm such a nigga off stage. Off stage, I'm just like a nigga from Brooklyn. Like you could tell. On stage, I'm like, I'm so nice. I'm like, hey everyone.
Brady.
I'm so Wayne Brady. I'd barely curse. Had I known how to sing and dance, I'd be doing that too. I cleaned it up so hard because like I'm just so in love with the craft, and I just want to be such a master at the craft. I don't ever want someone to be like, oh, he's funny because he curses, or he's funny because I want you to say, yo, he's funny because he's funny.
Yeah.
And so like I locked in on that, and so like for months I was just doing shows, and it was just really me just winging it. But I was also at a point in my life where I was like in this young, early part of my life where I was like really into having a mentor. Like I want to do something, so I need someone who's already doing it to show me how to do it. I was like that was real big for me. And so like a couple years into it, I met a mentor, and he gave me a formula on how to write jokes.
Oh wow!
And I like for years that was my thing. I was just every joke I wrote it in that formula till I got comfortable enough to realize, oh, there's a certain way that I tell jokes, and I started to figure out my voice. And I just started working on that, and like the formula is still there, but it's not there as much nowadays because like my confidence and just my knowledge on how I present my content is there.
Would you, if somebody wanted you to mentor them, would you give them that same formula, or would you do something else? That's interesting.
And I realized last year when I got to do that Complex thing, I had to mentor the host.
Oh yeah.
I did that Odd Jobs for Complex magazine where like the guy tries a different profession for a week. So I was his mentor, and like that was the thing. I was like, "This is how you write a joke," and I showed him how to write a joke.
That's crazy.
And we went over it. And like,
next week is the last week of New York City Public School. It's also the last. It's also the day I'm dropping the single, City Job. I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited too. I feel like this is the best shit I wrote. What advice? Not even this song is not even just about graduating from school. This is about graduating to the next level in life. What advice would you give some people out there, whether it's graduating college, high school, going from one job to another? What advice would you give somebody for this summer to lead into the next phase of their life in the fall?
Moving on to the next phase of your life, I would tell yourself, number one, talk to yourself and your inside. Figure out who you as a person are, who you want to be, and what you want out of this world and what you want to give to this world. Once you figure that out, don't be so hard on yourself to figure the rest of it out so early. you've already did the hardest part as far as establishing what it's gonna be. And one thing to realize as a new artist, if you want to go in the artist field, is to realize that when you're new, your talent, your skill level is here, right? But your taste is here. So y'all might not get me, right? So like as a comedian, when I was first starting comedy, I knew that I knew like the level of comedy I wanted to be at was up here. Like I knew that like the shit that really made me I'd kill an audience if I could do that was up here. But my ability was here. And so like it's really a journey of just like how soon can you bring your ability up to here, or even if you realize that your taste might up to here, but you don't really necessarily want to be like just like how to get them to level.
That's dope. Nah, I've never heard that. That's
and you should
brilliant.
never beat yourself up for it, because your taste is what you strive to be and what you want to be. Your ability is here. So your ability, and the amount of energy and discipline that you will pour into yourself to get your taste and your ability to the same level, is really what's gonna determine how well you are at that craft, right? But like you should never beat yourself up about it, or be like, you should never be delusional, and you should never beat yourself up, because like your taste is like what God gave us. Like whatever I don't want to say God, whatever the energy was that gave us this thing that we want to pursue, it's up here. But our skill level is here.
Yep.
And so like our whole journey and career level is really just the journey of getting them back even. And so like you should never beat yourself up about it. You should allow the time and honestly invest in yourself. Like realize that there are certain elements in your life that are just not going to be conducive to giving these two things level. And the sooner you are like realizing that, the better things will be.
That was Jules. I expected him to say some funny shit, and he just dropped. He got super brilliant. It's funny did you say the taste thing, because I always tell people, like, when they compliment me on my shit, I'm like, all I am is my taste.
Yeah.
All I am is making tasteful choices.
So,
only thing I would say, my advice is, don't
lotion,
sunscreen. No matter how black you are, sunscreen, very important. Don't build your life or decisions that are gonna affect your happiness off of people. This is gonna sound super morbid and super messed up, but don't do stuff to please people who you're gonna outlive. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out there who get jobs and they work certain jobs to please their parents. They marry certain races or genders or whatever to please their parents. But at the end of the day, Lord willing, you are going to outlive that person. When that person's not here, you're gonna be stuck on this earth, mad as shit, at a job that you don't like, laying next to somebody that you don't like. You kinda gotta be selfish and live for yourself. And as long as you ain't hurting nobody physically and intentionally, I feel like everybody in this world can get what they want.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit I got. I want to thank my man Reg for coming through to the crib. Tell him your stuff. Tell him your stuff.
I'm Reg Thomas. You should definitely come to my comedy show, Productively Stoned. It's a really fun pop-up comedy show that I run out here in New York, and my partner Jordan Rock runs it out in Los Angeles. Outside of that, you should follow me on social media: Instagram Reg Thomas, Twitter Reginald Thomas. I'm always promoting my shows. I'm always putting out new content. Outside of that, we're working on some projects. We have the Productively Stoned tour happening all summer.
Hey.
We're moving our show to different markets where weed is legal. So we've been in Denver already.
Oh my
we
goodness.
did DC. We're gonna do Washington. We did LA. We're gonna do LA another time, and then we're doing New York later this month on the 23rd. This Saturday.
Oh shit.
So yeah, definitely check me out, Reg Thomas, Productively Stoned. My partner Jordan Rock. Give it up for my man Tattoo Money right here, Pete.
June 26th. City job. Song
look,
of the summer.
There's nothing wrong with a city job.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But you're also worth your dreams.
This is deep. That's it.